to record this video. So a big apologies for anyone that was watching and the sound went. So normally if a thing comes up on my phone, I flick it off, a few seconds the sound disappears and it comes back. But the last 5 minutes of the video or 3 minutes of the video didn't do that. And so I re-recorded it and went over that little bit again, which I'm about to do. And then 21 seconds in, the sound disappeared. So I take the important information in here, feels really relevant at the moment energetically. This is the third time I'm going over this information for myself. I can only think to myself that, you know, you say things, it's like solidifying that information in. But hopefully I'll only have to do this one time now. So I'm going to go back. So this is for the section on this page. If you are not familiar, there's a playlist on my channel called Self-Help, Self-Shelf. And it's about that whole theme of self-help books being on there and not getting written. You know that there's an energetic lesson in there that you want to have, but the resistance is stopping you. Perhaps that's why I'm like pushing to finish this one. So we are halfway through a couple of different books, and I don't read them like an audio book. I read them with us digesting it bit by bit, and I'm drawn to that, go back to that when it's relevant, and it certainly feels relevant. So this one that we're reading is the first one we started actually, Beth Kempton's Freedom Seeker, Live More, Worry Less, Do What You Love. And I'm just going to kind of back it up a little bit. So we were going to go back into the flights of mechanics, but where was it? Mess. Mess births beauty. Chaos is progress. Now, the reason that quote feels so relevant is because energetically I feel we're in the chaos of the shift or the birthing part of a new kind of humanity, new way of thinking, new way of being, energetically as well. And I could go into that side of things, but I'm going to elaborate. Knowing this is great relief, because when it feels like nothing is working, when you've forgotten how you got here and what you're trying to do, that's when you know it's actually perfect. You've come this far. Don't back away now. It's time to step off the ledge and into your life, from small and trapped to vast and free. The cage door is a gateway to freedom, framing all the potential and possibilities that lies ahead. Hi. Hopefully we can try and keep this. We might have to break it down into two, perhaps. Maybe it was too long. That was why it kept cutting out with the sound. Anyway, so entry 8, letting it happen. So if you've got a notepad, you can actually pause the live video if you're watching live. So if you pause, grab a pen and paper. Even if you don't want to journal on these questions that we're going to go over, then you can be reassured that even me asking you these questions, your subconscious mind answers them. So even if you don't want to answer them, your subconscious will answer them anyway. So once you have used your freedom key to help you open the cage door, it's likely that you will feel all at sea for a while. Pay attention to this because it's an important indicator of growth and emergence. Get quiet and journal your response to the following questions. So are you ready? Question 1. How do you feel at the threshold of your cage? What are you excited about? What are you unsure of in your life right now? So what is it that you're feeling, essentially, about life? Do you feel any forces pushing or pulling you out into the big wide world? I certainly do, being pushed out of the comfort zone. But my word of the year this year is progress. Do you feel any forces pushing and pulling you back into the cage? So back into the old habits, back into your way of dealing with things is to stress or to flare up or to trigger or to try and get attention? Or what is it that you do that's pushing you back into not being your highest potential, your most authentic self. How do you feel knowing that this is just part of the progress and it's meant to be happening? If a friend were you right now, what would you say to encourage them? This is a good one because a lot of us, we are very, very good at seeing and being supportive to others, but we very, to our own detriment, will sort of shame ourselves or speak down to ourselves, even if it's not out loud, but in the way, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Or it's that. Louise L. Hay, I would say, I'm just running anxiety when those forms are coming up. And it is a frequency that you're tuned into. And that radio station, your brain might be stuck on that. So it's, oh, hang on. So this is a key. So hopefully, can you hear me still? Hinding. I'm not sure what that is. If you can still hear me, give me a thumbs up or in the comments, maybe say yes, you can. Yeah, brilliant. Awesome. Because that's why it didn't record last time when a thing popped up on there. So what are you open to here? What is it in your life that you want to open up to? New you. Everyone says they want to be happy, they want to have more money, they want to be in a loving relationship, soulmate partnerships. But what is it that you are actually open to? Are you open to change and being your best self? Ask yourself that, because change sometimes is scary, and it's easier to stay in the situation, to stay in the same thought forms or thinking the same things about a situation, than to maybe push ourselves out of our comfort zones and step out of that. It's letting go and losing control. So one of the scariest things about life outside the bars is the great unknown. If we are used to running the show inside the cage, how can we cope outside it when we don't even know what's coming next? It's that fear of uncertainty. It reminds me of a sweet folk tale about the sun and the wind. I read this 3 times. I love this, actually, which my mum told me, and my mum too, when I was a little girl and having tantrums about wearing my navy blue duffel coat. So the sun and the wind were bored. They were up in the sky looking down with nothing much to do. So the wind said to the sun, let's play a game. You see the light little girl down there in the blue coat? I bet you I can make her take off her coat before you can. Okay, said the sun, but I'll win. No chance, said the wind. I'm so much stronger than you. I can bend tree trunks, rattle windows, and power sails. I will make her take it off. So the wind blew and blew, but the little girl just pulled her coat around her and did it up the buttons. She bent her head and pushed back against the wind. What's happening? I don't understand, said the wind, dejected. My turn now, said the sun. And he beamed. Oh, fingers crossed, it's still there. We're still there. He, where do we go? Dejected. How did that happen? Asked the wind. It's my turn now, said the sun, and beamed and beamed, shining brighter and warmer, warming the earth. The little girl looked up and smiled, then undid her toggles, wriggled out of her coat, and skipped on down the road. How did that happen? Asked the wind. I didn't try to force her to take off her coat, the sun said wisely. I made her want to do it. You have to want to do it. You have to do the same with yourself. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me okay? Is the sound gone and disappeared? Still there? Fingers crossed it's working. Just give me a yes. Yep, cool. Awesome. So I'll continue. And that is the difference between power and control. Freedom is about harnessing your power whilst letting go of the need to always be in control. Think about the word control for a minute. Does it feel tight? Like squeeze the hand when you think you're holding on to stuff and then letting it go? That's that grasping tightly, that manipulative and ugly. It's exhausting to try. You want to let go and go with the flow, to control everything. And ultimately, it isn't sustainable. You just create stress trying to micromanage other people's second guessing reactions and juggling too many things. Think of the wind in the story with his red, puffy cheeks and deep frown blowing, trying to get the little girl to take her coat off. Now think about the letting go. Doesn't that feel better, more relaxing, gentle, inspiring? It's about trusting, being gentle, allowing, thinking of the sun with his wide smile and warm sunbeams. We can't control the movement of the planet, the changing seasons, or the growing of our own fingernails. We can't control what family we are born into, our upbringing, or whether we win the lottery. So why do we think we can control how other people think, what they do, or what happens tomorrow? The fact is, while we can make choices that influence outcomes, we cannot control these outcomes. Once you know, it's not possible to stop trying, and with that comes a sweet relief. It's like Om Namo Narayani, it's surrendering to the divine, as you would say in Sanskrit. It's also knowing, and I'd slightly disagree with the fact that there needs to control, because what you can control is how you react to things. You may not control the things that happen, but you can control, thank you for letting me know, awesome, but you can control the way you react. And that's easier to do if you're spending time sort of meditating. You're not in the reptilian part of the brain, so your nervous system is not being hit. And at the moment, energetically, our nervous system being hit big time. So focus on what you can control: your cage, your bars, your responses and reactions, your mindset and your attitude, your choices, your escape plan, instead of what you often cannot control: your context, the people in it, and pretty much everything else. If you're a self-confessed control freak, don't worry. Your obsession tendencies have prepared you well. You have a lot of energy. You are proactive and smart, and you have superb organization skills. All those things can serve you if you direct them towards feeling free. Just think how much more time you'll have when you aren't trying to run everything, do everything, think of everything. Letting go of the need to always be in control doesn't mean not having a plan. Planning is actually an essential skill of the freedom seeker. As you will see later, rather letting go means being open to what might happen, being ready for when it doesn't, and enjoying the process along the way. Surrendering control doesn't mean being powerless, the exact opposite. In fact, it's how we become powerful. So often we give away our power to others, but we need to claim it and use it. We can serve without being subservient. We must stand up, not shrink back. We have too much to give to be hidden, and we can use the power to choose the attitude we have towards every part of our life. And how you think about yourself is what I would add. Exercising your personal power allows you to make the choice that will set you free, and losing the need for control opens up the possibility, serendipity, and miracles. So realize your need for control, release it, and relax into ease, into contentment of allowing things to unfold. That doesn't mean you sit back and wait for things to happen, though. It's about taking inspired actions. So when things don't go to plan, this is even more important. And I think I will leave it at that, and we will work on that next time. So thank you for joining me. And again, apologies for the sound quality on the other video. So this is the third time we recorded this. And if you want to listen to the other videos in this series, go to the playlist on this channel, which is entitled Read by Teresa, I think, or it might be on the Patreon members playlists. It's self-help, self-shelf. Anyway, blessings for your day. Thanks for your time.